Step forward and accept my embrace.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. Beware.
I need to target
Beware. Beware. Beware.
Really? Ooh. Oh my god.
I don't have a target. I need to target
Beware.
Oh, I totally forgot that I have rapid fire. I'm a fucking moron.
I don't have a target.
Warning. Reduction of contamination required for anchor deployment.
Will never be rid of me.
Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it now. Come on! Fuck you! Leave me the fuck alone. Is it always the person that's like the farthest away? What is happening? Probably because I was like backseat gaming, and that's why I got all of them. All them bear hugs. I still don't know now that I remember that I have rapid fire. I'm not sure if you're supposed to use rapid fire on single targets. Or is no wait, rapid fire is a single target skill, right? Oh god, I'm so confused. I think rapid fire is actually a single target skill. It is a single target, I think.
Freedom of choice of his residence. Everybody shall be free to leave any country, including his own. Weird. I didn't see any mention in there of not needing a driver's license or insurance. But that could possibly be, and bear with me here, because in 1873, cars weren't a thing.
Anyways, I travel with no license, no insurance. No, I have insurance right now, but that's because I could afford insurance for this month. But when I got my mortgage and I gotta buy dog food, I gotta buy food for me, I gotta pay electric bill, I gotta do all that. Sometimes I don't have that extra $275 bitch ass dollars to pay this insurance company in case something happens. In case.
This guy's obviously got a clockwork brain, hasn't he? And he forgot to wind it up this morning. Well, of course we pay our insurance in case something happens. Not having something happen is the ideal. I really don't see the problem. And I hate to say it, but can I suggest one of two things? Either find a better job, or a job if you don't have one, or just don't drive.
It's not gonna happen. We don't know if it's gonna happen.
He really seems like the type of guy that they would use as a blueprint for building an idiot, doesn't he? That's the whole point of it. We don't know when an accident may or may not occur. So you pay your car insurance, which is a legal requirement to drive on the roads, so that in the event of an accident, you're covered. And more importantly, the poor unfortunate person you happen to crash into is covered as well. Let's say, for argument's sake, that you're driving your car or van or whatever it is you choose to drive down the highway, and you crash into somebody in a Porsche. Now, I know exactly what you come back at me with on that. Oh, well, if they can afford a Porsche, they can afford to get it fixed. And yeah, they probably can. But why should they? Because an irresponsible moron like you, Mr. Sovereign Citizen, thinks he doesn't require insurance to drive on the roads?
Here's everything you need to know to be man. I'm not going to say a man, but to be man. And I'm speaking of the species. We're not human.
Well, I'm a human being. What exactly are you?
You know what human means? You know what the legal definition in the Black's Law Dictionary, 1860...
1860 something, so really up to date again. If you're going to cite legal references, could you at least make them apply to this century?
But you know what the absolute definition is? And by the way, the Black's Law Dictionary is the dictionary that they use to write the language into law.
Wicked, that's really interesting for a book that was written in the late 1800s, but are you actually going to make a point?
Did you know that human is legally defined as monster?
Right, so what he's misinterpreted, what he's referring to here is in Black's Law Dictionary, it actually says that a person can be more than just a human being. And what that means is, for example, in the United Kingdom, some businesses can be set up as a limited liability company, an LTD. And in the eyes of the law, that limited company is its own legal entity. But I've been looking at this really boring legal stuff for the last half an hour, and it's doing my head in. So I'm not going to look at it anymore. And if you look for the actual legal definition of human, which is relevant today, not in the late 1800s, this is it. This. No mention of monsters anywhere.
You know what monster is? It's like deformity. It's. Anyways, monsters have no right to land.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Did you know that? No, because they don't want you to know that.
Oh, so we're back to they again. Who exactly are they? And why would they want you to not know what you just stated? Probably because it was the biggest load of old shit I've heard in my life. If they were real, of course.
What? No, that's not right. That's not right. Traveling. Okay, here we go.
At last, he's actually gonna talk about a sovereign citizen's right to travel without a license or insurance, obviously.
Right now, this is a driver.
I was wondering what that round thing was he was hanging on to. It's a steering wheel.
He is engaged in commerce. That's why I'm sitting over here.
No, you're not. You're sitting over there because you haven't got a driver's license, you muppet.
I'm sitting over here because I don't have
a driver's license or insurance. And more importantly, why are you sat on the driver's side of the vehicle but the steering wheel is mysteriously on the left? Damn you pesky Americans and driving on the wrong side of the road and the car.
So,
said the person whose country is driving on the wrong side of the road in the car.
Just because everyone says something doesn't make it right.
Now, I was going to insert something witty here, but I think I'll just get straight to the point. Surely that debunks everything a sovereign citizen believes in, because you did actually just say...
Just because everyone says something doesn't make it right.
So in this instance, everyone being all the other sovereign citizen morons saying that you don't require a license, you don't require insurance, that you're free to travel, and that you're not answerable to the law, by the logic you've just used, you've just shown that none of your arguments are valid. Thanks.
You have to use your brain and read a goddamn book. You know, like you open it up.
I don't understand what the healers are doing.
Sheets in it, and those are called pages, and it has little words on. Read a fucking book.
Well, I do understand what they do, but
this
just
moron
go
is telling
over
us
here,
to
there's
read a book.
nobody
That's rich, coming
over
from a
there.
sovereign
Just
citizen. How about you read a book?
chill on this
Maybe
side.
a book about the law. And why have you got stupid tattooed above your eyebrow? Does it say stupid?
Well, at least if you're like the tank heel, I don't know. Okay, I'm stupid. It was me. It was just
do the
my
research on who wrote the
fail.
book. Older books, not new books.
Oh, well, obviously, heaven forbid we should read any books that are actually up to date and may contain information about the laws that apply today. Just read older books from the late 1800s, because they're applicable, obviously.
Because they have to be factual. The right to travel any roads by any means unmolested shall not be infringed.
Well, I travel the roads unmolested most of the time.
Most of
Every
the time.
day. And my right is never infringed. I'm free to do so. But we don't live in the late 1800s anymore, bozo. We live in 2020, or what's left of it, because lagerlurgy and shiz. But we've still got that right. The only difference is now there are certain stipulations that we must adhere to not break the law and to not put other road users in danger. You dickhead.
Amen. You're not gonna do it, y'all. You're gonna be fearful because you are afraid of cops. They scare the fuck out of you.
Now, this is only my opinion, so, you know. But to my way of thinking, the only people that are afraid of cops are people who
Should.
break the law.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, fuck, I've been beaten up by cops. I was wrongfully charged. I got charged one time for resisting arrest.
And were you? Or were you cooperating? Because if you were cooperating, then that's absolutely awful. But I find it difficult to believe from a sovereign citizen,
What?
the people
Oh,
that believe
no.
that the law means nothing and they're above it.
Y'all can eat a bag of dicks.
No thanks. I'm full.
But we don't stand up for our rights. Like, if you're not engaged in commerce, you are not driving.
So if I jump in my car now, which definitely has an engine, 4-wheel seats, a steering wheel, you know, a car, and go for a drive just because it's a lovely day, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not going to sell anything. So no commerce involved. According to sovereign citizens, I'm not driving. So what exactly am I doing then?
That is the definition right there. That is the law. That is our rights. If you are not able to afford insurance, but you have a baby at home and your baby's just screaming and needs milk, and you don't have no money for insurance, but you got that $3 or $4 to put in your gas tank and then take your ass down to the store, you can travel to the store. No one's paying you to go to the store.
Oh my god, this guy is so stupid. But if you're going to the store to buy milk for your baby, that is the definition of commerce. You are traveling to buy something.
You serious?
And I can't wait to read the fucking dumbass comments. Dumb as fuck comments.
I think what he means is the comments that disagree with his ridiculous idea of what is right and wrong. Tidy! Now, I've been asked a lot, hundreds of times in fact, if I'm ever going to add hats to my merch store. So, skadoosh, tidy caps. Grab one now while stocks last. No, I'm leaving these ones on there, so for all the people that have asked, you can now buy a tidy hat. So do it. And on that note, I'm out here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow night on the Agree to Disagree channel. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Alright, what's this next? But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.
It is done. As for you, I think it is fitting that one of my tools dispatches the others. Protector, destroy these intruders!
None live to assault the holy Oculi. I will strike you down.
The Protector still answers our call. You will have to defeat it.
Bathe in the glory of the light.
It's not ready yet.
She got away. The defenses. She had help. So many of her order were corrupt. I will gather any who remain loyal here and protect them. You, please go put a stop to this madness.
will coil your souls into darkness. The spirits are mine to command. Your oath is unfinished. I will drown this world in shadows. I'm too late. My master comes.
Okanai, secure this chamber. Scout ahead, won't be established.
By the late 90s, the fifth generation of gaming had reached its peak. The original Sony PlayStation was a monumental success, smashing their rivals Nintendo after the Super Nintendo CD add-on debacle. Its focus on a wider demographic attracted a larger following and changed the way video games were perceived. Sony were ready to do it all over again. On March 1999, they officially announced a successor to the PlayStation, cleverly named the PlayStation 2, and was immediately the more appealing system than Sega's Dreamcast, which came out in November 1998. Its Emotion Engine CPU, co-developed by Toshiba, meant it could process over 60 million polygons per second. The games ran on DVDs, which held over 4 times as much data as a GD-ROM disc. It could play DVD movies, and after the success of the PS1, and having a 60% share in the gaming market by the end of 1999, Sony knew they had a better grip on third-party developers and publishers.
The time to take over this town is now. It's all out there waiting for us.
The PlayStation 2 was unveiled at the Tokyo Game Show on September 20th, 1999. And the hype was extraordinary. And to increase it further, Sony hired David Lynch to direct the commercials, which didn't even highlight the console's features, but brought viewers to the third place. They were very bizarre, but effective enough to get everyone talking. And the PlayStation 2 was released in Japan on March 2000, in North America on October, the rest of the world by November, and was an instant hit. Although Sega were able to improve commercially from the Saturn with the Dreamcast, costing $100 less than the PlayStation 2 and selling 1 million units within the first 2 months. The PS2 sold 1 million on the first day of launch in Japan alone, and with other rivals breathing down their neck, on March 2001, Sega exited from the console market and focused solely on software. 8 months later, Nintendo released a follow-up to the N64 called the GameCube, and Microsoft entered the console market with the Xbox. On paper, it looked like an even battle. The Xbox was the most powerful system, the GameCube was the cheapest one to buy, and the PlayStation 2 came out a year earlier with an inbuilt DVD player. However, because Sega threw in the towel in early 2001, for 6 months, the PlayStation 2 was the only brand new console available, and with some of the best games ever made for the system coming out the same year, commercially, they already won the console war before it even started. So if it was such a popular system, what hasn't been said already? It has the look of a successor. Not the most attractive console, but it got your attention when it was new. Designed by Taiyo Goto, it was inspired by the unreleased Atari Falcon 030 microbox computer. The color of the PS2 logo on the middle of the system represents the world in space, and the little logo on the disc tray can be rotated 90 degrees. I remember figuring it out the first time thinking it was loose, but it's like that on purpose, so whatever way you position the console, horizontally or vertically, that logo will be
I can't
facing
believe that in the last
with its
like 2
optional
years,
stand in these other
every
logos
person who
facing
does a
correctly if
PS2
stood
video
vertically. You would have assumed that having
tells
it
you
standing
that.
like this would be the standard position. However, there have been reports of disc read errors in scratched discs. In 2002, a class action lawsuit was brought against Sony based on reports of consoles damaging the discs or simply not reading them at all, aka the infamous disc read error. Basically, it was the ring of death before the Xbox 360.
I can't be held responsible for dodgy gear, alright?
Sony settled the lawsuit in 2005 with $25, a free game, and reduced costs for repairs/replacements to those affected. There are no guarantees, but if you want to play it safe, I recommend having the system positioned horizontally. At the back, you have a power switch, internal AC, an outlet for picture, and at the front, 2 slots each for USB, memory card, and controller. You would have assumed after the 5th generation, Sony would have taken a hint, because rival systems including the Dreamcast had 4 slots. Sure, the multi-tap allowed for 4-player gameplay, but it would have been better to have 4 controller slots because there are hundreds of games that allow for more than 2 players, including Ratchet & Clank, Twisted Metal Black, and Time Splitters to name a few, but I suppose the controller slots are long and thin, so it's hard to figure out where to place them. The official memory card holds 8 megabytes, and the size of the save files vary between 100 KB to nearly 2 MB. It would be handy to have more than one memory card, but official ones are not easy to find cheap. Whenever you boot up a PlayStation 2 with a memory card inserted, you'll notice the towers down the bottom, but if you remove it, they're gone. The towers represent how much save data you have on a card, and the size of them are individually measured on how long you've played a certain game. I always wondered if a tower can grow to the point of going off camera. Just make sure you don't play the infamous 2004 demo disc, because if you play Beautiful Joe with a memory card inserted, it will wipe all your save progress. Literally everything. In fact, it was such a shamble by Sony, they publicly apologized and compensated those affected with a free game. Now you may think the DualShock 2 controller is just a DualShock 1 that only works with PS2 games, and looking at the shape and button placement, it is. But actually, there are minor differences that games took full advantage of. Okay, only one new feature was added, but the analog sticks and L3/R3 buttons were used more prominently, and the action buttons are pressure sensitive, most obvious when aiming a gun in Metal Gear Solid, or controlling the throttle and brakes in racing games like Gran Turismo. Which is why I recommend using the official controllers, because most aftermarket ones I've come across can't implement pressure sensitive buttons properly. Now it's common for gaming consoles today to be multimedia systems for movies, TV, music and streaming services, with many people buying the newest consoles where playing video games is a secondary purpose. For so many, the PlayStation 2 was their first DVD player because it cost less than a standalone one at the time and it could play video games. The choice for consumers was obvious. While the PlayStation 2 technically wasn't the first gaming system to do more than just play games, it utilized a media format that was on the rise while still being a game console at heart. I mentioned in my Nintendo GameCube review that it doesn't play DVDs at all, and these two did. However, the Xbox requires a playback kit to play the movies, which to be fair doesn't cost that much, but the PlayStation 2 can play DVDs right out of the box. The only downside is that because they were used heavily as DVD players, it increases the chances of these fat models being faulty today. The use of DVDs also meant more space. A disc can hold between 4 to 8.5 gigabytes of data, and it allowed developers to expand their scope. However, in some cases, a game only needed a CD. You can tell by the blue undercoat and that it says compact disc instead of DVD. So this is why Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex isn't as content filled as it could have been. But these weren't the only CDs that could be played on the PlayStation 2. That's right, it's also backwards compatible with PlayStation 1 games. Because PS1 games were still wanted in the early 2000s, having a PlayStation 2 meant that you had access to 2 full console libraries, and when the PlayStation 1 eventually discontinued, you still had a system with new games being released for it. Believe it or not, the PlayStation 2 was the first gaming console to implement backwards compatibility since the Sega Mega Drive with its Master System converter. But unlike the Mega Drive, the PS2 doesn't require any accessories to play them. Like DVD movies, you just put the disc in the console and it'll work. On top of that, these slots are also compatible with PlayStation 1 controllers and accessories. Just note that to save a PS1 game when using a PS2 to play it, you still need a PS1 memory card. Otherwise, what a huge convenience. Although the standard picture cable was RCA, which output composite, you could also get S-Video component and for some games 1080 HD, but it's interlaced and unavailable in the PAL region, so don't expect a demonstration in this review. However, I can demonstrate the progressive scan mode. By the mid-2000s, with digital TVs on the rise, developers began releasing PS2 games with the ability to change the display settings that would make the picture quality look good on a HD TV. First, make sure you have a component cable compatible with the PlayStation 2. Go to the system configuration in the menu, change the screen size to 16:9/widescreen, and select the video out. By the way, do this with a composite cable first, because if you select RGB with the component cable connected, there will be no picture. Once these settings are selected, some games require you to hold X and triangle at the same time as you go past the PS2 intro logo, while others allow you to change it in the display settings. Using Jack 3 as an example, this is what it looks like in composite. Now here's component, the progressive mode turned on, and finally the HD remaster on the PlayStation 3. It's nice to have this option when you're given it, but what I don't understand is that all games that run in progressive mode in North America, only about 10% of them give you the option in the PAL region. Another feature on the back of the system is an expansion port for a network adapter and a hard disk drive, which is used for extra space for save files and slightly faster loading times. But although it was used more prominently in Japan, the only game that truly needed both is MMORPG Final Fantasy XI, which required updates and subscriptions to play it. And in 2002, a Linux kit was released along with a keyboard and mouse, so you can use the PS2 as a personal computer and make your own games. In 2004, Sony replaced the big unit with the Slimline, which puts the console on a die by reducing the size, replacing the slide tray with a door, and the hard disk drive with an internal network adapter. It also comes with its own external power supply, which is honestly a bigger inconvenience, but at least the end of it uses the same AC input as the Fat model. Aside from the obvious size, the two models look very similar with its style cues, placement of slots, and the rotating logo in front of where the game goes. With the exception of the hard disk drive, it does everything the original model can do, from controller slots to DVD movies and backwards compatibility with PlayStation 1 games. But like typical revisions, having less technology inside makes it smaller, lighter, more practical, and increases the chances of being more reliable when getting one second hand. There are also a few models that were released in limited quantities, like the Sony Bravia KDL22PX300, which is basically a television with a PlayStation 2 built into it, and the PSX. This one is basically a PS2 with a digital video recorder, and was manufactured by a media division from Sony Corporation, not Sony Computer Entertainment. Unfortunately, the latter was an expensive, unreliable flop that didn't come bundled with controllers, and nor was it released outside of Japan. When the PlayStation 2 came out in 2000, it had 27 launch titles to choose from, but only one was published by Sony Computer Entertainment themselves. Although there were a few standouts including Time Splitters, Tekken Tag Tournament SSX, and Midnight Club Street Racing, it didn't have a very strong launch in terms of games to play. But the 2001 lineup, in addition to the PlayStation 2 being the only new console on the market for 6 months, and costing less than a standalone DVD player, the sales numbers spoke for themselves. So let's look at some of the games that were either exclusive to the PS2 or made it as successful as it did. There are so many PlayStation exclusive IPs that made its debut on the console, including Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, God of War, SOCOM US Navy SEALs, Killzone, Ico, and Shadow of the Colossus. That's a big list, and those are just the ones published by Sony. As previously mentioned, it was the third-party support that ultimately put them ahead before the console war even started, with franchises and games including Kingdom Hearts, Devil May Cry, Okami, Katamari Damacy, and sequels to Tekken, Final Fantasy, Persona, Dragon Quest, Silent Hill, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and Metal Gear Solid. Using MGS as an example of the year that defined the PlayStation 2, the first one, or technically the third one, is considered one of the best games on the PlayStation 1, so the hype for its sequel Sons of Liberty was also one of the driving forces for the increase in console sales in 2001. Because after all, it was exclusive to the console for a year. Even if Sons of Liberty left you bamboozled, along with Snake Eater, Hideo Kojima directed some of the best games of the generation. Sony knew exactly which games to release as a timed exclusive. It also helps that most of the best ones were released in a 6-month span when the PS2 was the only new console on the market, which is why a lot of the most iconic third-party games of 2001 were mostly memorable on the PlayStation 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Silent Hill 2, and Final Fantasy X, to name a few. If you wanted to play them brand new, you needed a PlayStation 2. But the best example of Sony's eye for third-party talent was Rockstar Games. They made a handful of titles that got gamers talking, including Max Payne, Red Dead Revolver, Manhunt, The Warriors, and Bully. The latter I especially recommend. But this would not be a PlayStation 2 review without mentioning Grand Theft Auto, the franchise that practically invented and perfected the 3D open world genre, and cemented mature themes as the way forward. As the series grew into one of the most popular in the world, Sony were the ones benefiting the most. Because when Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas came out, again, all three were console exclusives for at least a year. Its multi-purpose gameplay, huge free roaming maps, and pop culture themes made them legendary. And everything came to a head when San Andreas became the best-selling title on the PlayStation 2, with, according to the Guinness Book of Records, 17.33 million copies sold. Things would have been different had it come out for the Xbox the same day as the PS2. Combine the sales of the series altogether, 35 million Grand Theft Auto games were sold for the PlayStation 2, which is just an astronomical figure for a third-party series on one console. There were so many franchises that sold at least 1 million copies, you'd think each one still exists solely on the success on the PS2. Even EA Sports couldn't get enough of the console. The Madden NFL series, these three sold a combined total of 11 million copies in the United States alone. Sports games were so popular, the last official game ever released for the PS2 was FIFA 14, possibly the only game to be released for the PlayStation 2, 3, and 4. Say what you will about sports games, they were very successful commercially on the PlayStation 2. Adding motor to the word sport, you'd be surprised by the number of driving games that were published by Sony themselves, including Twisted Metal Black, Wipeout Fusion, ATV Off-Road Fury, and officially licensed World Rally Championship and Formula 1. Unfortunately for North American gamers, the licensed racing titles were mostly PAL region exclusives. But there can only be one racing series which defined the PlayStation 2, or any PlayStation for that matter. Of course, I'm talking about Gran Turismo. The third game, which was used as a demo to showcase the PS2, titled Gran Turismo 2000, literally introduced me to the PlayStation 2. It doesn't have the most cars or tracks, but the simple yet fun gameplay more than makes up for it. And Gran Turismo 4, I don't understand how Polyphony Digital can implement 700 cars and 38 tracks without putting configurations into consideration while having the option to run in 1080 HD. It's a monumental technical achievement. Both 3 and 4 are very different, but sold a combined total of over 26 million copies, and are the third and second best selling games on the PS2 respectively. You might have noticed the amount of mature themed content in almost all the games I've mentioned. The best selling on the system is one of the most controversial, and even platformers like Jak and Daxter changed the tone throughout the sequels.
Damn straight!
However, Sony never forgot the importance of the casual demographic, which is obvious from the number of accessories released for the PS2, which can be plugged into the USB slots. Most of the official ones were surprisingly good, including the Logitech racing wheels, which were licensed by Sony, the iToy, which innovated motion controls, SingStar microphones are useful for karaoke nights, the Buzz games are useful for quiz nights, and Guitar Hero traces its roots back to the PlayStation 2. These accessories help target the casual demographic the same way Nintendo did with the Wii, and a lot of them are still cheap today. When I think about it, almost everyone I knew who had a PS2 had at least one of these accessories. The jury is still out on how many games were officially released for the PlayStation 2. Some say 2,000, some say 4,000, and Sony once claimed it was close to 10,000. And that's not putting backwards compatibility into consideration. But one thing we can all agree on, you're not short on masterpieces. The moment the PlayStation 2 came out with the successful reputation of its predecessor, pretty much every third-party developer and publisher wanted to release games for it. And combined with Sony subsidiaries including Naughty Dog, Polyphony Digital, and studios in Japan, Liverpool and Santa Monica to name a few, Sony had an overwhelming volume of talent making games for the PS2. While the Microsoft's Xbox and Nintendo's GameCube sold just under 25 million units between each other and are considered successful in their own right, they paled in comparison to the 157 million PlayStation 2 sold, which is nearly 100 million more than Sony's rivals including the Dreamcast combined, and holding the distinction of being the best-selling video game console of all time. It had an inbuilt DVD player when standalone ones were more expensive. It provided backwards compatibility for another system that sold over 102 million units without the use of an accessory, and some of the most influential games at the time like Grand Theft Auto and Metal Gear Solid were exclusive to the PS2 for at least a year. After all, the strength of third parties is what made the first PlayStation trounce the competition, and they did it again in the next generation. However, going into the 7th gen, Sony's rivals would catch up, as Microsoft would make a head start with the Xbox 360, their strength with third parties was just as strong, and Nintendo sparked the casual gamer like no other with the Wii. But even after Sony's next console, the PlayStation 3, which was released on November 2006, the PlayStation 2 continued to be popular with over 43 million units sold between 2006 to 2013 when the PS3 was in production. Yep, the PlayStation 2 would last all the way to January 2013, a lifespan of nearly 13 years. You would have assumed that Sony would never stop making it. The PlayStation 2, with its use of DVDs, thousands of games to choose from, and simply being at the right place at the right time, has cemented itself in not just gaming history, but media in general forever.
the screams from your flesh. Four, three, two, one. The void is mine to command! Darkness, come forth! Do not allow the void near me! You are mine to torment! You will suffer for this! Darkness, come forth!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Agony gives me strength, my queen. I'll flay your mind. Four, three, two, one. The void is mine to command! Darkness, come forth! Do not allow the void near me! You be suffer flesh!
4, 3, 2, 1.
I saw it.
Agony gives me strength, my queen.
Saw the thing.
I'll flay your mind.
Oh my god. I'm so bad.
Darkness, come forth.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Your anguish will never end, Zara. Four, three, two, one. The void is mine to command. You are mine to torment. Do not allow the void near me. Your anguish will never end, Zara.
We fulfilled our end of the bargain, Natara. Now honor yours.
Mind your tone, whelpling. A queen keeps her promises. Listen closely, as I will only say this once. For all his bluster, N'Zoth was ever the weakest of his kin. One vestige of their power yet remains that can be turned against him. I would have driven this blade into his foul heart myself, had you not disrupted my plans. No matter. Xalatath is yours, mortals. Strike true. Should your first blow fail, you will not survive to attempt another. Now go and do what you will. I tire of intermediaries and heralds. The true throne of power beckons, and I intend to claim it.
Azara has a fondness for games. I will examine this dagger for signs of treachery. But for now, let us continue.
Gather, servants of the void. It is time to receive my gift. Those who are worthy shall be remade through its power.
New anchor point detected. Recommendation: terminate void disruption.
If Vexiona and her dragonflight wish to be cast into darkness, then let us help them on their way.
Rathian! I look forward to reuniting you with your father.
Oh my god, I feel so bad. My damage is so horrible.
defile this temple! Your soul to shreds! Servants of the Horde, come to me! Your spirit shatters!
Are you fucking kidding me?
Our true power! Too dark!
I am. What the fuck? Thanks! What the hell are you doing?
materialization.
Good riddance. Vexiona will see all dragons kneel before N'Zoth.
Well done, champions! Each anchor brings us closer to unleashing the power of the Forge against N'Zoth.
Potential anchor point detected in immediate vicinity.
Good. The sooner you place these anchors, the sooner we bring down N'Zoth.
This level seems hard. Spoiler? It is. Okay, this level has a cool starting section. I just want to try and get past that. Any tips for new Mario Maker players? Have fun. Oh, that's not it. My Damn it, man. Damn it. How do I do this? Okay, there we go. Okay. I got this part. Oh, man. How do you play Jenga on stream? We did a Jenga tournament at TwitchCon a few years ago. I wonder if there's video of this. But they brought a professional Jenga player for this Jenga thing for charity, right? And I fucking smoked this guy at Jenga. And I went on to win the whole thing. Never lost a game. Never dropped anything. I won the giant Jenga. I won it all. You gonna be a professional Jenga player? Guys, there's professional everybody. I know. See, look, he's like, stop lying. There's video of it. Urgh. Lying about this story. I wouldn't. Please believe me. Damn it. Okay, this part's cool. Okay, that part's super cool. A VR Jenga game? Do they have that? Oh, that's not what you want to do at all. Were you there when I won the Jenga tournament? Were you at that TwitchCon? You remember me winning the Jenga tournament though, right? You remember me bragging about it? Yes. Yes. You're not as convincing as everyone needs. See? Thank you, wife. The final thing was chopstick Jenga. So we played regular Jenga against the Jenga Pro. Jenga. And then we played giant Jenga against each other. And then we played chopsticks Jenga. And first of all, I just want to say the girl I played in the finals, I had beat her 3 times because she used her fingers 3 different times. 3 different times she used her fucking fingers. And I was like, referees, help me out. And they're like, hey, we need to fill a half hour and it's for charity. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, come on. Like, I don't give a shit if it's for charity. I want to dominate here. I don't care how much time you fill. You know what we can fill time doing? Interviewing the champion. That's what we can fill time doing. Damn it! Okay, so I want to throw it right, and then just let whatever's gonna happen.
Fuck you,
Okay.
thanks. You're useless.
Okay. I didn't do that right. Son of a bitch. You've been to a hovercraft race? It was cool? It sounds cool. Have I seen drone racing? I have. Oh no. Damn it.
Tanks! What the fuck?
Drone racing's nothing compared to BattleBots. My problem with BattleBots is the coolest robots always never win, and it's always like some robot that just flips you over. Either a robot that flips you over or a robot with a big spinny helicopter on top. Damn. Yeah, this move sucks. This move right here sucks ass. Why is everyone talking twice? You need to restart your Twitch app. That's what I would do. did that one not work? No! Why would it not hit the spring? What is going on here? Why is this part dumb? This level's fucking cool, y'all. We're in it. Yeah, I feel like we're in this level. We're officially in a grind, y'all. We're officially in a grind. Man! Have I played RE3 Remake yet? No. I'm gonna play it on my 24-hour stream. No. Okay, so we were a little slow. Was a little slow right there. Who made this level? This was on Poop Play My Webbles. Shit. A dual on-off switch right there would have gone a long way. I don't think players think enough about how lame some deaths are, you know? Like, when you die like that, you just, like, that's lame. You don't like it. Damn it. I need to be holding right earlier. Oh, and okay. I got that. I got this. I had it. All right, a little bit of progress. Damn it! How long have I been on this level? A little 15 minutes so far. Yeah. Oh. Damn. Okay. All right. That was we got some more space. Your cousin and you finished this level first try. A great job. Damn it. I never really rode half-pipe till the year I got hurt. Oh my god, we were right there. This is my Everest? Dude, this isn't even the level that's gonna take me the longest this week, guys. It doesn't get played by a bunch of people. He might never blow up, right? Ipso facto. Oh, why would there be a Kaizo block right there? Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do there? I didn't think that was gonna work. Dude, that Kaizo block is crippling. Damn it, man. Dang, I just want to land on it. I just want to land on it one time. Land on it one time, baby. One time. Have I tried going back and playing the OG Mario lately? Yeah, I did it like a month ago. He controls stiff as fuck, plus he's hard to control jumping. Yeah. He controls like, it's like cars. You can kind of like compare all Marios to like a version of car. Mario 1 is like an old Model T. Mario 2 is kind of like a Bel Air. Mario 3 is like a fucking muscle car.
How is my weapon orange again?
Mario World's like a hot Ferrari.
What the hell?
In New Super Mario Brothers,
why is my
like
weapon so
Honda
beat up?
Drop exactly 0 panties. How about Mario Sunshine and Paper Mario? I don't know. Paper Mario is a car you've drawn on, and Mario Sunshine is a boat. Ah, dude, I have it, man. It's just frustrating to watch. Then don't. Me personally, I like the grind, man. I like seeing people accomplish something that's... No, I went too far. Oh, man. How do you stop that momentum? Oh, that momentum's so much. Can I gift you some Red Bull? Yeah, the problem is it's sitting at your local 7-Eleven right now. It's behind a glass case. You gotta pay $1 to get in the glass case, but then once you do, it's free. So, you're good to go. Why did I have no fucking momentum right there? No! This is officially a grind level. Oh, come on! Fuck! Fight you! Oh, everything about this section's so hard, man. It just went right through me. It literally went right through me. Am I wrong? Did you guys all see that? Can we clip that? I phased right through it. How does that happen? And we're so close. We are so close, y'all. Oh, alright, I gotta be done. Alright, that's it. I gotta be done. I'm sorry. I got just a little bit of hand pain. I'll come back to this level on Saturday. I really want to say thank you to everybody who watched me this whole time. I'm really sorry. I hate leaving a level unbeaten. I'm practicing basically like the end of this level because I don't want to get to the end of this level a few times and just not do it, you know? Oh. Damn it. I know, I'm not a huge fan of this jump, but you know, here's the thing. We gotta make it happen. Hopefully I can beat it before 20 hours. Hopefully. Yeah, I shaved, dude. I couldn't do the beard anymore. It was driving me insane. I'm like legitimately a happier person right now. What's the clear rate on this level so far? 0.0000. The Cordiac, thank you so much for the gift sub. The interested fox. Level is really good. It's really good. It's also unnecessarily tight. It's really good. It's also annoying, but like, I want to beat it. Yeah. Do I think that South Park's the best cartoon of all time? I don't know. I mean, it would definitely be in the Cartoon Hall of Fame. But, like, have you all seen Looney Tunes? You never went to preschool and you turned out fine? I mean, sure, butt part 69. You seem like a well-adjusted adult. Yeah. I mean, obviously, just judging by a name like butt part 69,
I'm convinced that you're a good guy.
Oh man. Who shall raise my child for me? Oh. Where did I get my name from? It's actually an old saying. It means he who never stops ever. Was I an East Coast rap guy or a West Coast rap guy? I have never really been like I like this thing, so I can't like that thing type of person. With the exception of like the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, it's a really good level, David. Yeah. I don't think I can't like Xbox because I like PlayStation. Damn it. I never thought I couldn't like Sega because I liked Nintendo. I never read Moby Dick. Yeah, I never had to read that for school. Our school was very much like, it was a very much, like we had a half hour every day in high school where you just read, you had to free read. It didn't matter what it was, it just had to be a book. You had to free read a fucking book. And, which was fucking awesome. I ate breakfast and slacked off. But I read a bajillion books in high school because of it. And it actually made me like have a love for reading my whole life. Yeah. But I read like trash. I actually got one of the books I read was A Link to the Past strategy guide, but it like was like a book, not like a magazine, so I got away with it. Come on! I've spent at least 30 minutes on this level. That is at least how many I've spent. Oh! Every time! Over top! Every time! Ah! God, I hate that fucking move! Correct me if I'm wrong, but I got pushed off there by that. Do I need a duck right there? Is that why I'm dying? Do I just need a duck? Oh, I hate that part. It's so hard. I know, right? Yeah, she's a rusty. They're just giving dogs away. Who's paying for dogs and they're just giving them away, guys? Look at this cute dog they just gave away. She was living with a foster family, so she already has a good amount of potty training and stuff. She's only had one accident in 3 days. And even then, like, dude, she's like nothing. Poops, though, are like... Ow. She did cost me Animal Crossing Survivor because I didn't have an opportunity to... remind Xwater that Jakku was also a dirty player. Oh, was it worth it? Yes, but. Oh, sure. Let's just do that. Why don't we? Let's just have that happen. Sure. No!
3, 2, 1.
Damn. You're legitimately scared I would restart. If there was a checkpoint in this level, I would definitely restart, because I've done it on like the last like 6 levels with checkpoints. What? Boy, this level seems hard. Spoiler? It is. Oh no. No, I don't get it. I don't understand. How do I stay on this guy, dude? No. Yo, what's going on, Weescale? What's your day, man? Weescale, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize for this one, man. I really do. I'm trying so hard, man. I am trying so hard. You guys are really gonna have to help him out with like clipping the funny moments in this level. Marking good conversation. No, you won't love working on this one, dude. There's literally hours of cuts. Like there's like hours where you don't even need to look at it. Like pretty much hours like 2 through 4 of the first day. You don't even need to look at that, dude. The first hour today, pointless. That's what I said. We could just. I was saying maybe we'll just do this one little curb style. Make it easy for you. All right, there's a new level. Never seen it before. Let's see how it goes. Oh, man, that lined up pretty good. Yo, Umber, thank you so much for that sub. Oh, sorry, 10 gift subs. What the fuck? Thank you so much. Oh, good, dude. That was pretty good for a first attempt. Well, what's smart about what Little Curbs has done is that if you only show clears, you only look like a badass. Like, people see my fucking all my dumbass mistakes. And, like, half the time I'm talking about, like, something, you know, horrible on a clear video. You know? Yeah, as long as I'm not talking about... That's what ends up happening. Oh my gosh, y'all. Alright, well, here we go. First try. No, not even close. But I mean, it shouldn't be too... I mean, as you see, we got that all on first try, so... Shouldn't be too hard. No, no practice door pipe. That's what's really made the time so... Oh, come on, dude. I made that one. I don't care what anybody says. I fucking made that one. I made that one.
Come, my loyal servants. Greet our guests. After all, they traveled such a long way to pay us a visit.
I think I officially hit my wall of regression. Yeah, I think I officially hit it where now I'm playing worse because we were getting that every single time. Now I'm not getting it all. I think we're gonna have to come back Monday. I think we might have to come back Monday. Or we gotta beat it right fucking here. Right? I know, I've been so close a few times. Let's just beat it right now, baby. Oh no, I landed too far right. I was like, oh shit, we are gonna beat it right here. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna beat it right here. This will be the fucking greatest moment I've ever had on stream. Yeah, right? I would have dropped the controller, turned off Mario Maker. I'd have been like, never again. No, you fucking dick piece of... God, I hate this shell. I hate that shell so much. That shell's such a bitch. Do I listen to any podcasts? The Warp World podcast. The only thing that's too hard is me with your mother.
John has a fucking tire. That's what happens sometimes.
I'm like 1 in 5 on the midair when I was practicing it.
You really need a helmet.
Alright, I'm gonna call it for today. This is all I need to do, guys. I just need to learn how to do this somewhat consistently. You know? Boom, that's 2 in a row, right? 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 Oh, see, that one missed. Look at how close you can miss by it. Bullshit. Will I have enough to jump over the blockers of the flag? That's 4 out of 5. Alright, I think we're ready, right? I think we're ready. Is this a play my level entry? Yes, this level was... I knew it was going to be a grind. I didn't... Honestly, I anticipated like 3 or 4 hours, not 10. But that's just me overestimating my skills. And I will admit, like, SMB2 stuff's just super new still to me. Whoop. Hold on, sorry. So I just didn't anticipate fucking everything up. No, I'm gonna play Bufflin's World after I beat this. Yes. After I beat this. But that means I gotta beat it first. Fuck me in the balls. Oh. I was gonna say, I was right on the edge of that hitbox there anyway. Do I think I've beaten this level by now if I didn't have chat distract me? Chat's not a distraction. Chat is a boon and a benefit to me. Yes, there are some times where I probably die because of chat. I don't think there's many times where I die because I'm talking. Like, honestly, because I think I play my best when I clear my head, and most of the time when I'm talking, that involves me, like, you know, letting my fingers work. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. This is the one, guys. Calling it right now. When I said the one, I meant the one that was starting right after this. Yep. That's what I meant. you didn't let me finish. I didn't finish my sentence. That's what happened. Spoilers, you hear Dan G doesn't make it the first week on a Survivor. You know, Dan G, honestly, Dan G fucked me. Dan G's the reason I lost Survivor, yo. Yes. Because Dan G was sick. Dan G was supposed to play, right? Dan G took Tater Holic's spot. Dan G probably could have worked with him, but here's the thing. Dan G wouldn't have voted against me. He would have respected the gameplay. He wouldn't have been a bitter jury vote. He would have respected the gameplay. Yeah. He would have respected the gameplay. I didn't betray Tater. She admitted that same day, like, in that thing, that she wanted to betray me with Jakku. So, like, what do I care? She wants to vote. You know what? Unless you're taking me to the final two, I want to vote you out. Period. Period. Oh my god. Can you just lean up against that